It's been a while. I'm with you.
So I there, but like I said, if I watched it more recent, it'd probably be higher.
Yep.
Or
that's
if
probably
it
a lot of
made
these
it,
movies from the 80s. Yeah, exactly. There's a couple movies that I'm not sure whether I should have put them in my top 10 or not, but they just missed out. So I hear you, and I'll go over those after this is over. But all right, so Vic's got Chopping Mall at number 9. I had it at number 10. My number 9 is April Fool's Day. I like April Fool's Day. It's about as far as it goes. I don't think it's the best 80s horror movie, but I do like the twist at the end. I remember thinking fondly of this. But I own this movie. It's a double feature with My Bloody Valentine. But for some reason, I always watch My Bloody Valentine and skip over April Fool's Day just because I forget about it in April. You think it'd be the perfect movie to watch then, but I don't ever get to it. So what can I say?
That makes sense, I think.
April Fool's Day took an L from Friday the 13th Part 6 in round 1. And April Fool's Day had a higher seed. It was a number 8 seed. It was a number 8 seed.
Oh.
Friday the 13th Part 6 was a 9 seed. So that was the 8-9 matchup.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep. Indeed. So April Fool's Day is my number 9. Vic's is Chopping Mall. What is Blake's?
Oh, my number 9, I had to include it. My wife just got to meet her recently when I did the little meeting up there with you guys at Scarefest. She got a nice little picture, and it's one of the few movies that my wife, I don't think, has seen. Deadly Friend, and I'm talking about Christy Swanson because she was the lead.
Christy Swanson.
I had to put it on there. It's got a good, brutal murder scene. I don't want to ruin it, but if you haven't seen it, I recommend it highly.
That's one of those things I need to revisit, just like a lot of these movies on the list. There's some that I've watched consistently over the years, and then some others like Chopping Mall or, Deadly Friend that I just have not seen in a while. So, I mean, I'm with you, man. There are some that I just definitely need to rewatch. They need to stream just to make my life simple. All right, Vic, you're at number 8, buddy. What you got for me?
All right. I feel like you've been watching my list, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. April Fool's Day, number 8.
I didn't know if you'd have that on there at all, to be honest with you, because there was no chopping, there was no massacre, there was no slashing, so I just wondered.
I have an April Fool's Day poster, sir.
Do you? That's nice.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Nice. So this was when the 80s, when they were ripping off every holiday? Yeah.
Yes. I like holiday movies.
I mean, you had the Valentines, you had Halloween already in the 70s, Friday the 13th. They just never really got the good Thanksgiving movie, and Thanksgiving's just a couple of days away. Thanksgiving,
yeah, pretty much.
All right. So number 8. This is like a weird horror movie. This is more like a trauma, and maybe it is fucking trauma. I can't remember offhand. I bet you Blake will tell me. But it's well known, and it actually took I think it may have lost. It's Trauma, first of all, and so that should give it away for anybody that knows 1986. It lost in the first round to Little Shop of Horrors, but Class of Nukem High is my number 8. I love I love those fucking Trauma B movies, man. They're fucking great. They're awesome.
Yeah,
all that
that's
shit.
a good one. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Fucking Class of Nukem High. I feel like it's almost a little underrated too. Maybe not.
That's a great pick. I was talking to Tom Loughton for the book, and he worked on Class of Newton High and Nukem High and Mutant Hunt. And he talked about Trauma. He said Trauma was so low budget that they would have Trauma, complimentary lunch, promotional lunch, and it would be like fucking ramen noodles. Or it would be like everybody gets to have a shirt. Everybody gets to have a shirt, and all that kind of stuff. But he's like, I can't believe that people still, remember those movies so well and so fondly. In case you're curious, he did the molds for Sheila's face getting sucked in Nightmare 4, and then also the resurrection of Freddy, like some of the dog pissing the fire. He helped do the mechanical effects and build some of the stunt dog, which caught on fire. The back legs caught on fire. It probably freaked the real dog out, and it went running off the stage. And see, That's a beautiful story. And again, you heard it there first, man. Troma, though. I mean, he had so much fun stuff about Troma, how low budget everything was. That's a good pick, man.
Hell yeah.
Very good pick.
And, you know, it gets a 20% Rotten Tomatoes rating. I'm like, God damn, y'all shit on it.
Damn.
Yeah, they shit on everything.
Yeah, they do. Not everything. They didn't shit on the new Halloween.
That's surprising.
Yeah, they gave it a really good rating. In fact, it has like the second or third best of the whole franchise. So, must be doing something right. All right.
Yes, sir.
Blake, what you got at number 8?
I have got Critters at number 8 because it's good fun, you know?
Hell yeah. It is. It is. And you know what? Critters, actually, I was fairly impressed by the performance of Critters in this tournament. Critters actually ended up like in the quarterfinals. It won in round 1 versus Night of the Creeps, and then it knocked off the Hitcher, and then it took an L to the Fly. But the Critters did quite well in the tournament. Yeah, man. Fucking 1986. What can I say? I'm telling you, man. It was an interesting year. There were just so many good ones in this one. And when I say they're good, I would say there's about 4 or 5 that could be number 1 on any other year, and then there's a handful that could be top 5 in any other year. So I don't know what kind of clue that gives, but I just think it was a hell of a year for horror. Definitely the 80s, kind of the high point for the 80s, in my opinion. So, Vic, you're at number 7 now. We got our first Critters reference now. Let's see if you get it in there.
We're going to go with Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer at number 7.
Michael Rooker, Vic. Everybody thinks of him from Guardians of the Galaxy, and everybody thinks of him from fucking Walking Dead.
Walking Dead,
yeah. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Yeah, that's what I think of him from.
As you should. Fuck, man. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer is it is a disturbing movie, too. It's about, Otis Toole and Henry Lee Lucas.
Yes, sir. I have a poster for that, too. I need to get it signed one day.
Hell yeah, Michael Rooker should sign it. Isn't he going to be at the SuperCon?
Yep.
Maybe you should get it signed.
I think he is, actually. Maybe I should.
Yeah.
I'll have to locate it.
Yeah. We'll see what's up.
I forgot he's there.
That's our first Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer reference. I'm not going to give anything away just yet, but I'm telling you what, there are 3 movies where I'm just like, I don't know how they didn't crack my top 10, but fuck it. I'm just leaving it as is. My number 7 is, I saw this on Halloween last year at the theaters because they had it at Cinemark, and I had Movie Pass at the time, so I decided to use it on this. Little Shop of Horrors. And I saw people shitting on this movie. They're like, the original's better. This is a shitty, stupid musical. And I'm like, it's one of the few good musicals there are. Little Shop of fucking Horrors.
This is,
Steve Martin.
I probably watched
Moranis,
this movie as much as anything when I was a kid.
Me too. It's a good
I
fucking movie.
love that movie, man.
I just want to rehash something that I talked about whenever I first talked about seeing this movie at the theater. I watched the director's cut, which was way, way different than the original because it was a fucked up ending. It was a downer ending. So, yeah, if you guys ever get the opportunity, watch the director's cut. It's a fucking downer ending, and it's kind of awesome. Everybody dies.
I need to see that.
You guys know I love those types of endings. So, Blake, you're up at number 7, sir.
Well, that's funny you brought up Little Shop of Horrors. I did not put it on my list because I wasn't sure it was considered horror after a long discussion with my wife, who, oddly enough, was the voice of Audrey, too, in a production of Little Shop of Horrors. At one point in her life, she actually voiced the plant. So, it's really all my wife is feeding. I can't do it. Do it, Lisa. Do it. I want to hear you do it. Do it. There you go. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So my number 7 is actually the same as Vic's. It's Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Hell yeah!
That
It's
never
good to see
happened.
that.
That's really weird. I haven't, believe it or not, I haven't seen this movie all the way through because it is, every time I try to watch it, my kids want to come down. Just like the other day, I was watching Candyman, and my youngest son comes downstairs, oh, what's that? And then right as he's coming down, the woman's getting gutted. So I was like, of course. I was like, here's the Power Ranger. So I threw a Power Ranger at it.
It's pretty fucking extreme, Candyman is. It fucked Vic's world up as a kid.
Yeah.
I tell my wife all the time. I'm like, be my victim.
Victor.
Oh,
Victor. That's so great. I will never forget Adam Green telling the story of how Tony Todd would call him in the middle of the night, and he's like, Adam, and he's like, ah.
Oh, God.
Adam Green.
I'd be so fucking creeped out, dude.
Yeah, I'd be like,
I'd be
I
so
give you a
creeped out.
hug. All right. So, Vic, you're up at number 6 now, buddy.
All right, man. My number 6 is I'm gonna go with Aliens.
Aliens. Now, this is the one, of course, James Cameron did this. Arguably, I mean, they talk about it in Scream 2, one of the greatest sequels of all time. The 8.4 IMDb rating would kind of bear that out. It is more of the action variety, and we can all agree on that. It's more action than it is horror, but it's still classified as horror, so, it qualifies for our lists. But personally, and this is just my opinion, I like Alien better than I do Aliens because Alien is more horror than it is action. But that's not to take away from Alien's greatness either. It's a damn good movie. It's just trying to be Predator.
It's funny you brought that up. We on the Scream 2 show, we talked about that little dialogue between Joshua Jackson and Jamie Kennedy, and he gets the quote. Jamie Kennedy gets it wrong, which is funny. I don't know if they did that on purpose or what, because Joshua Jackson says, the greatest quotes of all time, get away from her, you bitch. And he's like, I believe the line is, stay away from her, you bitch. This is film class, right?
This is film class,
and
right?
That's totally wrong. That's totally wrong. But
he had it right,
that's
right?
A great place. That's a great place to have it. I'm surprised it's on your list, Vic. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Vic shows respect to the legend, even if it's not his thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It's a good movie. Not something I'm going to watch all the time, but,
You guys ready to laugh at my number 6?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
That's awesome.
Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer is a little bit intense, so it's not something that I watch a lot. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing to take away from Last House on the Left or I Spit on Your Grave. It's just something that I don't watch all the time just because it's like, well, I saw that and I like it, but it's fucking disturbing. So we'll watch that every once in a while, but not all the time. And Vic's like, what are you talking about? I watch that type of shit every day.
Yeah, I can watch Last House on the Left every day.
I used to, actually, to be honest with you. I made Broderick watch it, and he was so amused.
Whenever it was on Netflix, I watched it 100 times probably.
He was like, what is this white people shit?
That sounds like Broderick, actually.
It was. All right, Blake, you're up at number 6, buddy.
Well, my number 6, I'm all about, giving credit where credit is due. And though it's not one of my personal favorites, and that's only because I've seen the first one ad nauseum so many times that it probably is like a class for people like me to go to that have seen something too much. I put Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 at number 6. I had to give it credit. It's a great cast. It's great effects. It's fun. Dennis Hopper is a treat. Of course, Mosley. I mean, it's just it's the horror fans' horror film.
Boo. Okay, I'll leave it at that. I'll fight with you about it later.
What?
I said I'll leave it at that. I'll fight with you about it later. But I'm glad you have it on your list, unlike the original.
Yeah, brah.
Jesus
Christ.
At
least he had it.
All right.
At least he had it.
At least he had it. All right.
At least he had it.
Vic, You're up at number 5, buddy.